Hello and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Last time we were here, we met several new people, and one of them happened to be the love of my life. Anyway, before we get started, I'd like to thank, and please forgive me if I say this wrong, I tried to look it up, but, just to make sure, but I kept getting Babylon 5. I don't know what that is, honestly. So, I'm really sorry. I'd like to thank Londo Malari for the pronunciations of the words that I've been struggling with, as well as giving little facts about the game. It's really helpful, and it's really a really nice thing to do. I didn't actually get to study the pronunciations that I was given for this video. I have to do it next video. I didn't have the time. My room flooded, and then after that I had to go visit some friends for an entire week, and so I didn't really get to do anything video related. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm so sorry. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things. Maybe a ghost, or a spirit of the forest, or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. What? Why? Why would that be the last thing to expect? There's like a bunch of people in this camp, right? I think it would be like one of the things you would be expecting. That is how it looked last night, and now the locals followed their routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. I guess that's understandable. Well, that didn't sound like a touch. This sounded like somebody punched you. Again. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was Electronik. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game. A good one. Good, like how? Well, first, we gotta find the cards. Then I'll tell you. Then go find them? Then go find them. What's the problem? Only Olga has them, and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, the last time when Olga and Slavia came out onto the porch. Olga, Semyon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we. You did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be honest, we'll go fetch them together, Olga. Go get the cards with Slavia. Go alone. Go with Slavia, I guess. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered. The cards are in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just down this road. Let's go. We reached a cabin that, in fact, looked more like a trailer. Just wait here a minute. I'll be back. It took her just a few seconds to come back. There. She showed me a deck of pretty worn-out cards. These must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happened to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Let's go. On our way back, I decided to try and find out about something. How long have you been here? For 25 years. In this camp? About a week. I see. And where did you come from? I'm from the north. That it? The cold north. She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even the most innocent of questions. So very secretive. I tried to approach from another angle. And what do you like? What do you mean? What are your hobbies? Oh, I like nature. Strange. She's not very talkative today for some reason. It's because you're asking questions. And when you ask questions, nobody wants to answer. Nature? I see. Want to become a natural historian? More like a normal historian. I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals, she was the only one who had nothing to hide. Sort of. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone enough to tell? I tried testing the waters. So, hypothetically, if you were actually 45 and then you got on a bus, and that bus suddenly reverted you back to a teenager and took you to a camp, would you be just like that? Subtlety. It's not what we got. And why did you choose this camp? I didn't. My parents got a voucher for me from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose. It's nice here. I don't think I could choose some other place if I could. Here it's like you're becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. It technically is, though. What do you mean another person? It's just that there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new interesting people here. Now she started to sound like our chief, which raised a red flag for me. I decided to stop with the questions for now. Maybe everyone is the same, and that's why everybody's so wonky about not wanting to answer questions. When we came back, Olga told Slavia, I just remember that the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good. Slavia and Olga went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Alisa. Her gaze sent a shiver down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Whoa, that is not country. Yes, something wrong with that? I think I'll just stick with that now. Whatever. Nope, nothing. She was trying to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? A little. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So only Durak and that's it? Durak? Is that how you pronounce it? Card, game popular in USSR, similar to President. I don't even know what that is. As if you're a poker star. Well, yeah, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because. So you know the rules? Of course. Well, then you'll have the upper hand. I couldn't see why would we go on talking and motion towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome. It's gonna be. I agreed calmly. So, are you afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets, but when I don't like my chances. I don't like my chances because 1, I don't know the game, and 2, I don't know how to play cards. And you're not big on taking risks, too. Such an astute observation, I'm impressed. Right, then No, you're not. Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bet. Yeah, she's getting aggressive for, like, no reason. If you won't bet with me, I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. No one's gonna believe you because, 1, the only person I would seduce is the nurse, so... I'm out. Bye. What? You heard me. I can imagine her doing this. No one's gonna believe that I was gonna try to seduce you if I punch you in the face. Just get into an all-out brawl. Bring in Electronik, but he's gonna be the human shield. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I've been here less than 2 days. Besides, if anyone's gonna be seduced, it's 1, the nurse, and 2, probably Slavia, I guess. Wanna try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again? I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. What do you gain from that? So you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it. If that's how you want to look at it. Not a simple decision. On the one hand, it was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules, and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. But if she really means, like, he tried to do something, like, actually something, then, okay, that's, we needed, like, not. Because if she's threatening to be a liar, liar, pants on fire, then we don't want to deal with that, because, like, she knows these people better than we do. We just got here. Though, I don't know, maybe we could try and get Electronik to be on our side. It's like, we can't, like, why would you believe her? She beats the shit out of him all the time. But I don't think Electronik would back us up, I'm gonna be honest. I think Electronik's too scared. He's too scared, and he's just gonna leave us. He's gonna be like, oh, no, what? No, I tripped and I fell? I fell and I hit a rock. And just, no, Alisa wouldn't do that. Alisa's so nice to me. Then again, can I even trust her? There's that too. I mean, how can you trust her with anything? You could win and she could get mad and she could just say it anyways. She can do it even if I win. So, have you made a decision? I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came around from behind. What? Nothing. Aww. I thought she was going to say something. Of course everybody's scared of Alisa. Lena hurried inside. So? I mean, we could bet with her. but that's going along with her thing, but if we don't, and just... my brain! I'm gonna say no because I just want to see what's gonna happen. Do not bet with Alisa. No, I'm not gonna participate in your shady business. Sorry about that. You wuss. She shrugged and went up the stairs before she went inside. She flung at me. Prepare to face the consequences. Consequences? What if I made the wrong decision? It's okay. Reload powers. After all, she can really complicate things for me here. Whatever, run away. Run away from my problems like I do all the time. On the other hand, I just couldn't allow myself to be pulled into something so reckless. I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door. The moment I stepped through, everyone was screaming at me. I didn't understand what was going on. All I kept hearing was, "Pervert!" I guess she works real fast. Inside, everything was ready. A few pioneers stood here and there chatting. The tables were moved out of the way to make room for players and spectators. I looked around. Something was going on in the far corner. When I came closer, I saw a large piece of paper with a diagram drawn on it. My name was among the players. Shurik looks so sad in his little portrait. Also, our portrait is real freaking scary. Look at that. And who came up with all this? I patted Electronik, who was standing near. Well, of course it was your most humble servant. He bowed to me jokingly. This made me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. What? Why? And why in the world am I among the players, then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago I thought I still had a slim chance to evade this tournament, and I wouldn't have to fear Alisa's revenge for not betting with her. But now that hope was gone. All I have to do is lose. It was pure coincidence. Yeah, right. Coincidence. You can't coincidentally put in a contestant. Except that I was already acquainted with every one of the contestants. While there were a few dozen other pioneers standing in the room, I was seized by anxiety. It's a feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Electronik was about to answer when Ulyana came out of nowhere and started jumping around him. I really don't know what voice to give Ulyana. Prizes! Prizes! I hate it. I hate it. I'm going back. Prizes! Prizes! I guess I'm gonna end up giving her the cutesy one because I really can't think of anything. Or maybe she can have the country accent. Prizes, prizes! I don't know. I heard something about prizes. Do you know what the main ethos of the Olympic Games? It's not the winning, but the taking that counts. A what? No. You'll understand when you grow up. What do you mean when I grow up? I'm 85. She made a wry face and jabbed Electronik in the ribs. Electronik then ragdolled. He was dead. So what about the prize? Well, I don't know. This was just for fun. It's not up to me. He made a helpless gesture. Really? If they came up with a stupid game, at least they could give the winner a chocolate medal or something. Oh, yes. Give me food. Ulyana suddenly jumped and raced off to somewhere. I wish I was that optimistic. I too wish I had the energy of a small child. So what about the rules? Wait a bit. Not everyone is here yet. I looked around the canteen. Alisa, Slavia, Lena, Miku, and Shirek were here. Seems like everyone is here. Not everyone. Xenia isn't here. Does he feel uneasy, or is it just me? She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead. No, I can't do that. He answered slowly. Oh. No, I can't do that. I decide not to ask exactly why he can't do this, because he's gonna get beat up again. Electronik's the punching bag of the camp. Well, go fetch her or something, I don't know. He can't go. He's the host of the event. The camp leader appeared as if from nowhere. But Olga... Electronik whined. Semyon will go. Right, Semyon. She looked at me and smiled. Of course, who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet towards the door. Please hurry. What's Electronik's problem anyway? Are you okay? Blink twice if you're not okay. Night is coming soon. I was going to take my time, so I slowly paced towards the library. 8 hours had passed. I really took my time. But I found Xenia before I even expected. She was sitting on a bench at the square, staring at Genda, who was silent as always. What are you doing here? Everyone is looking for you. Oh god, what was her... Sitting here, as you can see. She frowned. Well, let's go. I don't want to. She looked away. Why not? I don't want to. I sat beside her. Listen, I don't like the idea of this contest myself, but we can't let everyone down. I surely didn't sound like myself there. A couple of days ago, I wouldn't even think of saying something like that. Xenia looked at me with surprise on her face. So everyone is waiting for me? Isn't that exactly what I said? Yes. I won't go anyway. She frowned and hid her face. But why? I gestured with my arms, wondering. I don't know how to play cards. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. So what? Same problem here. Then how can you play? What, you can only do things that you read about in books or something? Of course. She was surprised. And what if you end up in Antarctica and have to rely on hunting polar bears to survive? Polar bears don't live in Antarctica. Xenia smiled. Doesn't matter, it's just an example. Come on, it's not like someone's life depends on the result. She took her time to think. I just don't want to let anyone down. Right. I agreed sarcastically. And don't you think anything funny about that? I didn't get what she meant, but anyway. Obviously everyone has their weak spots. I don't get what she meant by that. In a minute we both were back at the canteen. Everyone looked at Electronik. So... He cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of a draw, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out and the next round begins. Since the number of volunteers... He looked at me. Since the number of players is just 8, we'll have only 3 rounds. He looked at me. He wasn't a real volunteer. The number of players? Not volunteers. There was no choice. Is everything clear? The crowd cheered. And what are the well, God, I can't. Well, how do there? And what are the prizes? The prizes? What are they? Ulyana, cut it out. Slavia stepped forward and tried to catch Ulyana. I won't rest until the prize is mine. Seemed like this girl alone had enough energy for a warp jump to Alpha Centauri. Prizes, prizes. She repeated it over and over. Stop it. Slavia tried to reason with her. Electronik seemed to be getting dizzy from all the running around. Oh, stop looking. Let's start already, I said calmly and added to Ulyana, or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument got through to her, so she took her place. The prize is one giant centipede! Woo! The desert centipede! In which, if you touch it and it bites you, you could die. Slavia followed her, giving her a grateful smile as she passed. Giving me a grateful smile. The pioneers finally settled down. I approached the table that Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked up and blushed. She always looks so mad. Don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. And how can I be sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play the first round together. Yes. Finally, Electronik started to explain the rules. Oh, Jesus. Look at the cards carefully. There are exactly 6 of them in front of you. I hope everyone here knows how to count. I don't. Now you look at them. I can't read. I can't count. What am I even good for? After everyone had a look at their cards, Electronik moved on. The rules here are similar to poker. Oh no, I don't know how to play poker. I barely remember the games that I have played. The only game I do remember is Go Fish. I hope everyone knows how to play. I knew the rules, but wasn't so sure about the others. First of all, it's a top card, then 1 pair, then 2 pairs, then 3 of a kind. And so on, no flushes or straights though. In the first round, you choose a card which you would like to take from your opponent. In turn, your opponent can choose to swap 2 of his cards around twice, or he can choose not to do so, if he doesn't need the card which you are taking. Take a note here that your opponent can see which cards are trading places. In the next step, your opponent takes a card he chooses, and so on. I think it's pretty clear. It wasn't clear to me. No. Hey. I have to keep doing this. Well, howdy there. Hey you, Einstein. Ulyana yelled at him from her table. I didn't get a thing. You'll figure it out as we go. Electronik went to the table with a diagram, leaving Ulyana to smolder in solitude. You go first. I hoped I could get my mind around the game fast enough. Lena, more perplexed than usual, reached out for my cards. In the middle of the table, her hand stopped. Will you... Oh yeah, I should be protecting my cards. What was it Electronik said? To try to confuse my opponent, I can swap out 2 of my cards. Twice. Or I can choose not to. Should I protect it or not? By the way, I can also agree and give her the card she chose right away. Otherwise, Lena can change her mind and take another card if she wants to. Or she might not. I don't understand. No! I'm so confused. I'm gonna be all like, I want this one. I want this one. Or is it I don't want it, or I'm moving them around? I fucked up. I done fucked up. Things are becoming clear. No, they're not. Or at least comprehensible. Now it's my turn. I can take back my card from her, or I can choose another one. Lena can try and protect her card. But if I watch her closely, I can take the card I choose regardless of her movements. Give me back my card. I made it. Electronik, who is silently watching our game, nodded in approval. Looks like now we're getting somewhere. Now during the round, opponents trade cards 3 times. Keep an eye on each other. Penetrate your opponent with your eyes. I chuckled. Penetrate. Who's so funny? Nothing. Never mind. Tried to keep a straight face. He stared at me for a moment, then moved on. It's okay, Electronik. It's okay. Pat your face. And then we turn the cards up to see... Oh. And then we turn the cards up to see whose hand is better. Electronik Electronik went back to his diagram. Beep, 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 beep. Boop, boop. Beep, beep. I don't know what I'm doing. I seriously don't understand this. This is a very... What I'm doing makes this very boring. I win! I won. Seriously, it's hard to play a game that was made up on the spot and not by yourself either. But I won. Although the moment of glory was tainted by the fact that it was Lena who was the loser. She's not very confident in general, but now she's lost. I'm too embarrassed to even look at her now. Probably I should have lost to boost her self-esteem. No, don't do that. That just makes it worse. Meanwhile, Electronik proudly announced that the first round is over. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. I didn't know... What was her name? Xenia? I didn't know Xenia was gonna win, though. That was the only one I didn't think would win. Aside for me. A list of those who made it into the second round appeared on the scheme after a little while. Semi-final pairs consisted of Alisa versus Xenia and Ulyana versus me. A doom sigh escaped me. Ulyana immediately took a seat in front of me. Ha! She glared at me, grinning. How did you manage to outplay Lena? Cheated, perhaps? I'm not you. It's just me offended. I just know how to play cards. At least that's what I want her to believe. And how could you outplay Shurik? Cheated, perhaps? Ulyana waved her hand, showing how easy it was. I threatened to join his club. She grinned yet again. Would you hold back too? Not a chance. Yeah. Then I'll choose which card I give to you myself. Did you hear the rules? Ah, screw them. It looked like she didn't really care. Okay. But I choose the cards to give to you too. Deal. Inspired by my victory in the first round, I ventured upon this dangerous move. I could have argued, appealed to Electronik, and eventually had my own way, but somehow I felt truly confident in the outcome of this round. Yes, we were breaking the rules, but I was in the same boat as Ulyana. I looked up at Electronik. It's time to begin the semifinals, he commanded. I carefully checked my cards, ensuring that Ulyana couldn't see them. There was in fact a big mirror behind me. You can have this one, 'cause it's you. You can have this one, 'cause it's a cat. You can have this one, 'cause it's a cat again. You just gave me this card, but you can take it back. What? I still win. I'm a winner. Oh, that number 3 one was really nice. Hey, this isn't fair. You should have held back and lost. She angrily puffed up her cheeks, making her resemble Humpty Dumpty. Let's have a rematch, but this time you have to hold back, got it? It wasn't only me who heard her, but the entire room. Even Electronik. No rematches allowed. Ulyana completely ignored him. You have to lose. I don't have a slightest intention of playing with you for a second time, I said calmly. Fine, you want it that way? Well, guess what? You better watch it. I'm gonna throw millipedes and centipedes into your bed. Watch yourself. Yeah. Yes, that way. And I'll put the word out that you've sexually harassed Alisa. Wow. Seriously? Seriously? Oh my god. All of you suck. BT dubs. And, I hate you. I hate Ulyana more than I did before now. Just my hatred for her has increased. And I hate Alisa. I already disliked her, and I hate her. I straight up hate her now. She whispered. What? And then I strangled her from across the table. You know what? I'd rather be charged for assault than for sexual harassment. I leaned over the table and gave her a menacing glare. So, you've been eavesdropping. I just heard it while passing by. Anyway, it's much better to play an extra round then. She can certainly do that. I sighed and appealed to Electronik. Not a problem. We'll have a quick rematch. No, whatever. He shrugged. So the rematch has started. Are we playing it like the legit way now? Or not? You can have a scary one. I don't want it. Ooh, that's mine. You can have this one. I don't want it. I failed. That's okay. There's a lot that's just... Oh, what is this? No! I hate it! Also, no! Get away! That needs to go away. This needs to go away. That's just utterly horrifying. And the only one that I would want to keep is this one. At least I won a single round. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I failed. I'm sorry I'm no good at this. I'm gonna take this card, this one is mine. Wait, I was about to say, did we only have one pack of cards? I'm pretty sure we did, which is why we played with like 6 cards. I left the canteen. Didn't bother to wait up. It was still too early to... Whoa, what was that? It was still too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? Ooh. Let us go to the bus stop. To the infirmary. I was gonna go to the beach, because I was like, oh, that sounds cool, and then I saw infirmary was highlighted, now I just want to go there. Oh, shoot, I should have saved. It's too late now. Or can I? Hold on. Okay, I saved just in case, because look how spoopy this is. Like, what is that right there? Is that a cat in a trash can? Because that's a glowing eyes. That's not a trash can. I just kept stumbling forward, wandering around, and came to the infirmary. I would not doubt I would be murdered. Like, look at this. There's, like, fog. The house looks scary. If I needed emergency help, then it would be from a psychiatrist, and going to see our nurse did not even cross my mind. Oh, super lame. Super lame. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the window, so Olga must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin quietly, stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't gotten any clearer today. In fact, I've spent the whole day doing useless stuff. I would have never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world, although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there are only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got to this camp. For the first time in a long while, I felt really tired. Not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired, psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow resolved by itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? In a loop, just forever and ever and ever. And I'll have to get used to it. So just like that, I am not ready. My consciousness slowly drifted away from me, and it became progressively harder to concentrate on something distinct. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million dollar visual effects, and then you wake in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do to restore the images shown by my relaxed brain. That part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. It's 7 a.m. according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga was sleeping, wrapped tightly in her blanket. Wrapped so tightly, in a hot summer. I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. Strange idea. Before twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Oh, no, don't shave. Just grow like the biggest beard that you possibly can. Why do I even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. Gotta wash my ass in the cube sink. The water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality, whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. When I returned to the cabin, Olga was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still singing and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? It just happened. And no neckerchief once again. Let me. I'll do it myself. Not a big deal. On my way to the canteen. I don't think so. Do it now. Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. So what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader would send our little pioneer army for the following 12-15 hours. Maybe we can manage to avoid enemy locations. You'll find that out at the lineup. She gave me a wily smile. Olga, you know, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather... well, you know. I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. It could get all nasty if I fail to control it right there. Where did I get all this courage from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. You can't give me 5 minutes. It's too little time to poop. I gotta poop, Olga. Let me go. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down. Oh, fine. On our list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books on the library, some other minor tasks, and of course, we have a ball in the evening. Watch yourself. You must take part in the camp activities today. You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga to leave. But she knew. She sniffed me out. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way. I mean, I wouldn't really want to go to the lineup. Just tell me now. But the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do with the lineup. Which is true. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for the breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. I should be getting answers. Why am I here? Where am I exactly? 2 days had passed, and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seemed to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about the time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't expect anything wrong. They seemed to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already, somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do the regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay. But this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Semyon camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now. Are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? What if they are the aliens? They don't need to communicate with aliens because they are the aliens. Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? I book it out the gates and I run. I run and run and run. It seems I overdid it a bit with the thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. Two's company, three's a crowd. Everyone's here. It's too loud. Lena was sitting in the furthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at the amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having breakfast with her seemed like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace. Or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the sleeve. Xenia the librarian. Get your meal and come. We need to talk. Yes. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. I didn't promise nobody nothing. And honestly, I like Xenia more than Lena. And I guess I just have this thing where I like the characters I'm pretty sure that I can't go after. Fine, wait a minute. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. You know the reason is because I like her. What if I can learn something new? She's such a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Xenia, with a tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of compote. Oh my god, that sounds delicious. I haven't eaten yet. I'm so hungry. Not that hungry, but that sounds real good. Mostly the eggs. I mostly just want eggs. Eggs and bread. Bon appetit. Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could, and also eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. What do you do? Eat like an animal, mostly? So, what do you want to talk about? Today at the library. I wasn't listening from this point onwards. Oh my god. I immediately recalled all of those words about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget. What? I said, don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even listening? Oh, I'm losing. I really don't know a lot of these characters' voices. Nope. I admitted honestly. Xenia's face turned red, then appeared green, then took on a soft purple color. Oh my god. Today, after lunch, you, in the library, got it, dunce. Dunce? What kind of curse is that? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? That's a rule? Oh, yeah, sure, I apologize. Of course I'll be there. Don't make her angry. I love her. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, Have you gone completely bananas? I'm losing whatever I was trying to do with her voice. Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Xenia didn't reply. So, what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Yes. Yes. Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certainly, and more. Xenia stood up and headed to the exit. Smooth move, dunce. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. But it looks like she won't turn back. Xenia, you have to eat. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. Oh, ew. That's why you got paired up with something else. I wonder if they have internet access here. I guess not. The pioneer sitting on the table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. He's like, oh god, he's a weirdo. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. I go to everybody's unfinished plates and I eat what they have. I'm a starving boy. There was a cat in the trash can. It was a big cat. Maybe a cat, I don't know, it could have been something else. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seems quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. No! Such benevolence is actually scary. No! She may know something, but I just can't. I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Why are you doing this to me? What did I do to you, Semyon? Is it because I made you do things you didn't want? Is this about how I said no to going in the gate in your dream? Are you holding this against me? Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Yes! Nurse. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today. Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Hi. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I have explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supplied today? But Olga told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So there were visitors to our camp today? Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious to know that Olga's a liar, pants on fire. Just like everyone here. Alright then, pioneer. So tonight after dinner, you'll be here. Maybe I... Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she's able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. But I can see her right there. I can do it on my own. No way. There are lots of boxes. And the pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so, pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. That doesn't look like a menacing smile. Swoons. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this, and also I've got more important things to do. Also Xenia asked first, so... Sorry, Lena. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. No, what? You know, Olga asked me to help her tonight, which is a dirty lie. And it wasn't Olga, Xenia, but for you, nurse, I guess I'll say okay. Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after those words, I barely came a step closer to the be prepared, always prepared motto. Then you can go. I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all that time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. What? This is awkward. Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We'd been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about Bug's lives were only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though why did I see it as awkward? He's just sitting there like, can a centipede eat a bird? I wonder how that would look like. How would that work? I know that centipedes have a good grip. With their legs? But like, how fast can they kill a tiny bird? Though why did I see it as awkward? Because it is awkward. You guys are just standing there not saying anything to each other. Don't even know each other. One's looking at the ground and one's thinking about insects. Just don't forget, alright? Don't forget what? Tonight after dinner, at the infirmary? Her face got a little grumpy looking. No way, that's impossible. Alright. Right after dinner, I'm at your service. I thought too late at my words. Lena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease the situation. I need to find a way to erase. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book when she came in. It's more to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll be off then. Yep, sure. She walked off somewhere beside the clubs, and I just stood at the square for some time. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. Just tape it on. Suddenly I heard a different tune which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 repeating chords, no more. But this melody still felt somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. I should go take a look. It's Miku. Probably. Who cares? I already have enough obligations. You know what? I am curious. I'm gonna go look. Coming to the stage area, I caught sight of Alisa on the stage. Oh. I'm actually really disappointed. The girl was giving it all with her eyes closed. She placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I could recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I'd heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where Alisa got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. I leave. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in similar ways. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out a last couple of chords, Alisa finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool, I guess. As if you could do any better. Smiled Alisa slyly. I'm not saying that I can do better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. Why everything you say, why you gotta be such a bitch about it? I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Leave. Wait a minute. What? I heard about the evening dance party. I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? She frowned. Yeah, I did, and so what? Are you going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure, and you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? Then why are you asking? There was some truth in Alisa's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean, why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know. But I thought that you would. Never liked them. She interrupted me. There's absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked just to keep the conversation going. No! Why do you want to have a conversation with her, but you don't even want to have a conversation with Lena? I'll just carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, dumbass. You even heard it? Alisa had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I still had to run for my life. Who wrote that song? I did. So you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool, I guess. An awkward silence hung in the air. Please leave. Okay then. Do you want to listen? Didn't I just hear it? That's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song. It's just a jam for now. Oh, come on, do it then. Not right now. Well, don't do it then. I feel uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Oh my god. I'm getting frustrated. You think you're frustrated? I'm frustrated. Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my forehead or something even worse. Please just leave. But there was only an upset expression on Alisa's face. I want to, I told you. Come here tonight then. I'll play for you. Oh, I already have too many obligations. For me? How cute. Tonight's a dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I said no such thing. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with Dovche? Oh my god. Was no good either. Olga wouldn't like that. Screw her, said Alisa, getting steamed up. I already have too many obligations, like, one too many. I thought I would only have to deal with Xenia, but I also have medicine duties. And I don't even like you, really, so... bye. All of this wasn't really what I'd planned. Oh, screw off. Not that I was really interested myself. She clucked her disapproval and turned away. Oh, Jesus, that scared me. I was just wondering if the decision I made was the right one when suddenly I was interrupted by a ringing calling the pioneers for lunch. My microphone's just in the way. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Alisa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually march to the canteen in the Semyon camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me like what happened before, just so I can eat in peace. And for that I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want it to or not. The canteen was crammed as full as an egg. Olga was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk. Well, Semyon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done, and the hardest is yet to come. I just bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Ulyana, and Lena were already sitting there. Not bad company. At least not the worst. Having Ulyana there's always the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I got myself sounding a bit clueless. There was no other free places anyway. Just gonna eat outside. No, of course not. Please do. Lena remained silent, glaring. Today the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. I don't know. I suspected there was some meat lurking in it. Oh, but I had no evidence. What is that? I thought it was meat. Oh, it's a type of soup. It's a sour soup commonly consumed in Eastern Europe. It has Ukrainian origin and includes beetroots as one of the main ingredients, which gives the dish its distinctive red color. Oh, that makes sense. What do you mean there just seems to be some meat lurking around? I thought that was supposed to be meat. But no, it was soup. Some poultry, chances are chickenus dominicus, with fried potatoes and traditional glass of compote. Oh my god, potatoes. I found myself liking the local food more and more. Have I ever tried beetroot? I don't think I've ever eaten beetroot, honestly. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Coming to the ball tonight? I don't know. He'll come. He's got nowhere to go. Oh, hello. I'm from Brooklyn or New York or something. I'm not from the country at all. Ulyana said happily. He'll come for sure. Howdy there. Oh, of course. I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. What do you mean make a fool of myself? You don't know if I'm going to dance or not. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yes. She replied briefly. See? You should go too, said Slavia, as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to... Oh, frickin' hell. Out of there. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. I don't know how to speak in a southern accent. I have to keep repeating howdy there just to get it. Apparently Ulyana was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Will it be a little dress like in a kindergartner's manatee? Ulyana turned red. Looks like I managed to offend her. Good. No. I will wear a biohazard suit just so I don't catch an infection from you. I wonder what kind of infection you're afraid of catching from me. Cuties. Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. It's too many accents. Idiocy, of course. Looks like Ulyana was highly pleased with her. As she thought, brilliant answer again. Pleased with herself as she thought, brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. Two can play at that game. You can't catch what you already have. What are you implying? I think it's just like the way I make both accents are too close together that, like, I forget. Also, I use the New Yorker one more often than the Southern one. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She went red again. She's already completely red. How much more red is she gonna get? I don't mean anything. Guys, given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably really was time to stop. You're asking for it. You're gonna get it. What? You finally wise up? Fight, 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 fight. Instead of replying, Ulyana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and tipped it over my head. Waste of food! This game met an unexpected finale. I would have taken whatever I had and just threw it at her. Just threw the entire cup. Oh, you little. She jumped up and turned to run, and tried to run. But this time she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. What? The way this is drawn, it looks like his face is straight up in her chest. And now what? I can't just smash her head against a table. That's what a coward says. This pantomime lasted a few seconds. Suddenly, Ulyana skillfully grabbed a glass of compound and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get free of my grip. That was the most awkward picture. She dashed off towards the counter and I chased her. This resulted in several flipped tables and a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries and full exhaustion of both parties. I'd be so angry. I'm trying to eat! Ah! You know I can't snack! A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw. With too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga snuck up on us from behind. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourselves now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode. And who's gonna clean up this mess? Exactly what happened. Who, I'm asking you, who? Him, replied Ulyana with complete confidence. Her, I objected less confidently. Both. The camp leader brought a conclusive end to the ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers, although Ulyana didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it. I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is his fault. He started it first. You started it. No, it isn't. You start everything. You threw centipede in my food. You threatened to accuse me of sexual harassment. You other things. You're just, annoying. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all of that nonsense. Semyon, go grab a mop, a bucket, some cloths. You know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Ulyana with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl. I feel no pity. You. Start to pick up the broken tableware immediately. Olga took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly, a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Why don't I just run away? Right now. Here and now. Just leave the camp entirely. Goodbye. Sure, Olga has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Ulyana... Anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there. Somehow flashed through my mind. Run away! The solution came out of thin air. While Olga was scolding Ulyana, I snuck to the exit. Thank goodness it was nearby. We're gonna stop here for this run. I'm actually really mad about the interaction with Alisa and Ulyana. It's just accusing someone, like, threatening and then falsely accusing someone of sexual harassment is one of the worst things you can do. It's also really cruel, and it's just like, why would you do that? That's just messed up, and also I hope to see you in hell. Now we know I really don't want to do a route that follows Alisa or Ulyana. Alisa tried to make herself seem a little redeemable because she was doing that tsundere type of deal, but I don't fly with that. I ain't got no time for your tsundere tendencies. Get out of my face. And I don't know what is with Ulyana. She's just a little brat. Just the biggest brat. And she needs to get, like, re-education in not being a brat. It was really cool that we were able to do a card game, even though I lost second, third-ish round. I honestly really didn't know what was going on. When they were talking about swapping out the cards, I thought they meant, like, actual, like, switch it for different cards and not, like, switch around what you have. And I don't really understand how it works still, because there's, like, when you're watching and then you just grab whatever, especially in Ulyana's part. I guess maybe I should have tried to see if I could have grabbed something else, but I don't think she would have let me. I don't know. I mean, more than likely I'm going to be going through this again for different routes. This is just me being the first one and see what happens, you know. Next time, I'm going to make sure that I have pronunciations down and noted. But I say that, there's no guarantee I'm going to be able to actually say it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's definitely getting a lot better than how I originally was thinking. I was really kind of flowing on the, oh my god, he's not doing anything. He's just thinking a lot and not actually doing the things he should, but he's actually being proactive this time and being able to, like, go about doing stuff is nice. I don't know what's gonna happen though with going to the library and going to the nurse. I'm probably gonna go with Xenia because she was the first one who asked, and it's not like I'm actually hanging out with the nurse, it's Lena, and I don't have any feelings. It's just neutral ground with her. She's basically like Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club, except I have less interactions with her, so I don't care. Right now, my current likes within the characters, non-route and route, is the nurse, Viola, Xenia, Electronik, and Shurik. their package deal. Slavia. And that's Lena, I guess. And, you know, that's it. I don't really like anybody else. Olga's okay, but I don't see her in any way other than being that one teacher. Who's just there to keep us from breaking our heads and messing up the camp. I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully with better understanding of words. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Like, we just ran into Electronics. Who knows what he's gonna pull us into. Hopefully he didn't get punched by Alisa, honestly. I hope you have a good day and a good night. Goodbye.